All right, what is up? What is up? Think we're live. I'm here with the ClaphamThor. He was a friend of mine. Well, I say a friend of mine. I met him at the Pearl meetup, and we had a fun time that Sunday. Last Sunday, everyone talking to Pearl and everyone.
Yeah,
And
definitely was.
yeah, I met the ClaphamThor. He's this guy. If you look in the picture, he's stood next to me, and you're kind of raising your arm like the ClaphamThor, right?
Yeah, that's the Brixton Street Gym post-workout kind of fist, angry fist shake. That's what it is. It's like
Yeah.
there's a guy called Prince in the
Oh yeah.
Brixton Street Gym. We do group workouts as
Oh,
part
I
of the
see.
High Levels Lab. They do a photo at the end to put on Instagram after the workout, and all of us are together. And he says, "Let's do a photo." And sometimes he actually says, "Quick photo, quick photo."
Oh yeah.
But he's Ghanaian, Prince is, or Phil, or Prince. He's Ghanaian. He moved to the UK,
Oh
he
yeah.
moved to London quite a long time ago. But still, I like the way that Prince says "quick photo" at the end of our session. I find that quite cool.
That's pretty cool. I just thought you
And
were.
those are,
I just thought you were like the ClaphamThor.
yeah. I mean, that is, I've got millionaire engraved on that whistle.
Yeah.
That we were talking about earlier. And I'm going to send that back. I'm sure they'll be cooperative with me. The wording, the letters are not quite big enough for my liking. But there you go. When you're paying 160 quid almost, you've got to get it right. You think
Well, so what are you going on about?
the personally engraved whistle
Oh, the whistle
for the
still.
viewers out here. Yeah, for the viewers out here, I've ordered a sterling silver whistle for my job as a lifeguard, and it's engraved with lettering, customized.
Yeah. Yeah. ClaphamThor, right? What's it? What do
Possibly,
you do?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
I'll have,
ClaphamThor works as a lifeguard. So it's a pretty cool job.
yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Mm.
I mean,
So we don't want to stray too much off topic. Back to Pearl. How did you actually hear about Pearl?
yeah, that's a great question. Oh. I think, to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you. I clicked through to a video on the manosphere that I think was a guy in America who's done podcasting for a couple of years, and I clicked through on the YouTube video to Pearl. I think that was how I ended up watching her.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, and the name will come to me in a moment. But it was a click through. Oh, Greg Adams, Coach Greg Adams. Yeah, I'll give a shout out to him right about now. Coach Greg Adams in America, the blogger on the Manosphere about men-women relationship dynamics or modern relationship dynamics, and that was how I found Pearl pretty much. I remember I clicked through, then I clicked through to another video based off that. Then I clicked through to Pearl's videos, and
I
the
see.
rest is history. The rest is history. And
No doubt.
Per-
Who else do you like? Do you like any British guys or mainly the American guys? Or
uh, yes, I do. I like a guy. Uh, God, it'll come to me. There's a British guy I like, and again it's based on women and men relationship dynamics.
yeah,
Yeah, and just give
what
me
his
a
name?
moment. Yeah. We'll come circle back to that in a minute. You see the
Oh, I
classic
see.
eyes going to the sky. New
Uh,
NLP. I'm trying to remember the name. Eyes to the sky.
what does he look like? Is
Oh,
he famous?
he's black. He's black British,
Oh, I
short
see.
hair, and he's born in Paris.
Oh, has he got an accent?
Yeah, he has. He was born in Paris. Came here very early in his life. He's basically
I
black
don't know.
British, but born in Paris. Oh God, come on.
I don't know who that is anyway, so I
Yeah.
have no idea. Uh, all right, but you had a good time last Sunday at the Pearl meetup.
Yeah, absolutely. Pearl is the only YouTuber that I subscribe to. She's the only paid subscription I've got. because it's very, very relevant and
Oh, you paid
true.
for the subscription? Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
You got my
I'm one
code
of
back.
the. Yeah, big up Pearl again. I'm one of the lower tiered subscribers because the
Right.
content is very
Oh man,
engaging for me.
you must really like Pearl, man, to subscribe. You literally got the subscription, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have for real. Her content
Is that
is
yeah? Is that how you heard about the
enga-
meet? She sent you the details, or did you hear about it like I did through her stream?
it's exactly that. I got onto the email list, and
Oh, yeah.
how I did that. I
Okay.
subscribed about 6 7 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I remember she put out the first call for the future email list. I subscribed to that, and then I
Hmm.
got an email about a possible meet. I subscribed it to the notification, and
I see.
then I was on the Sunday. I was
Okay.
leaving my friend's house. I was caring for my friend who is in a bad way with bowel cancer,
You were telling
and
me about this.
yeah. I mean, he was shouting and swearing, and
Messed up.
I
How's it
mean,
going?
I haven't been able to get in contact this week. I mean, because I've called him twice and he doesn't pick up. I'll send him a text, Alex, because he was in
Yeah.
a bad way, and I've not seen him like that. And he would absolutely come to the show, and
Well, it sounds like he's got more serious stuff to worry about rather
yeah, he's
than
got more pressing issues. I mean, it's a, aside the point. However, he's a very interesting man because of his background and because of his beliefs as well, being Japanese Ghanaian mixed.
oh wow, that's
Yeah, and
that's
he,
even
he,
stranger than my mix, even though it's somewhat similar.
I met the guy on a coronavirus demonstration, a
Oh,
pushback
wow.
march for in the COVID era when when they were destroying small businesses. But anyway, back to again the Pearl topic. Yeah, it
Who's
was a man.
who's Japanese? The mother or the father?
Oh,
Who's
his mum's Japanese.
oh wow, the
His
father.
dad his
Wow,
father was from Ghana. His father was Ghanaian. I mean,
and they met in
sadly,
London.
yeah, sadly, he passed away in
Oh, wow.
2018. His Ghanaian father. I knew that passively because I heard a conversation. When I say overheard, he was kind of in the same room. But he was he was born, I believe, in Bradford in Yorkshire because they met
Oh wow.
in Yorkshire, I
Oh,
believe, because
oh,
his real
Bradford, yeah.
dad.
Okay.
Wait for this. His real dad, get ready. He worked at the Wharfdale Speaker Factory in Yorkshire, with the hi-fi loudspeakers. His dad used to work assembling floor standing speakers, basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So yeah, back to Pearl. Yeah. So see, I'm not subscribed, but she dropped the meetup Addy at the beginning, very quickly at the beginning of one of her streams. So that's how I was managed
yeah.
to go down and meet you all. So I was quite.
I do remember that because I was thinking on the day
Hmm.
I woke I was awake all night with my friend in pain whatever on that Saturday night, but in his house I told him twice. I was checking all day. I was looking at the stream. I was looking at any new YouTube videos, any reference to the
Hmm.
meet on Sunday night. I was frantically looking for it now and again, and then eventually I read the email, and the meetup was starting, well, half an hour after I read it. So I thought, I said, Smoke, that's his street name. I said, Smoke, bro. I'm heading into London ASAP to Southwark to go to that meet. I know I'll get there on time, and it's meant to be. So I quickly packed up all my stuff, literally, and I went out quick. I actually went out of the house, quick time, got on the central line,
Yeah,
on the two
yeah, yeah,
network, got on the northern line, and then walked there. I mean, it was the best decision on that day, the best decision to make
fair
by
enough,
far.
man. Yeah, you had a
Yeah,
yeah. So who else did you meet there? Did you meet? See, if you look at this picture, I guess.
yeah. I met a guy, a very interesting. I met a nice dude called China with a C.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, quite a large guy called China, physically,
Is he
big
the
sort
guy
of.
on the right? Was he the guy on the right with the
Let's
base?
let's zoom in. I'm doing that now. I can tell you now, actually. He is. I'm actually moving across this now. Oh, he's the guy. Actually, I can tell you, he's the third from the left with a reflective with the shades. It's like a slightly
Oh, him.
mirrored
Oh, I
sunglasses,
see.
reflective. Yeah, there.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. What kind of guy was he? He was he was maybe part of Pearl's staff or something? I know
That's
it's
what I thought.
a few of
That,
these
I
guys
know
were part of her staff.
Eddie was there. Eddie was there. I know.
Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah, he used to. He might still do now. I don't know. He's definitely was, is what I know. He was getting people, interviewing them for the podcast. He was recruiting people to, to
Yeah,
be on the
well, he's
show.
trying to recruit. I believe he was trying to recruit women mainly. As far as I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
tell, there's only really one cool, well, two. Luckily, we can see them both in the picture. It was
yeah,
this lovely Asian lady in front of you, actually, and
yeah.
it was this girl stood next to Troy PUA. You probably don't know who Troy PUA is. I'll bring up a picture. Hold up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure if you will know who this guy is, but
Let's have a look.
uh
I might do, but it might be unlikely. I'll have a look. I know a few of the characters in general, but I'm just getting to know.
it's this fellow here. Do you know
Okay,
him?
not yet, not yet.
Right, so he's got his own YouTube. So he hangs out with this guy called Tusk, and they're basically PUAs, dating coaches.
Oh yeah, yeah, but yeah. A dating coach, yeah, or like a
Mm.
pick up.
PUAs, yeah, pickup artists. That's correct. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's right. PUAs, yeah,
Did you ever get into that stuff?
yeah. I did actually. I mean, a while back, I worked with a guy called Johnny Castle or Johnny
Oh, Johnny,
Cassell.
not Johnny Berber.
No, Johnny Cassell from
Johnny Custer.
Reading.
I do not know that guy, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, he is kind of active in a certain segment, and
Hmm.
there's another woman active called Kezia Noble. You
Oh, I
probably
know
might have
her. I
heard.
definitely know her.
I mean, I've not checked back with her material recently. She does have very good ideas, and I think she moves away from teaching a fish how to catch a fish or teaching the fisherman how to catch fish because she's giving men advice and tips. She's teaching men a few concepts that are from the woman's psychology, so that's useful. But I'm not seeing what she's doing for years, so I know she's
Yeah, I
prominent.
think
She's
she
very
recently
prominent in the POA scene.
she's kind of trying to make a comeback from what I've seen. You've met Kezia Noble?
Yeah, a long time back.
Oh,
I
okay,
was a lot younger. Yeah, yeah, I did meet her
that's
quite a
nice.
long while back. Yeah,
She seems like quite a nice lady. I won't lie.
yeah, I've realised that. I mean, she's far from teaching a fish how to she is teaching men some important psychology of women, but some that people know, some that you may not know.
So you'd say she's a good kind of teacher of PUA?
I think so, based on the internet subjects and videos. I mean, I've not done a specialised course with her, as I say, I've not worked with her closely, but the more I looked at it, the more it's it's basically a lot of good psychology on women,
Mm,
various aspects.
okay. So like, how did all that PUA go? Did you find success? Did it work? Did you learn the skills and capitalize on
Yeah,
the PUA skills?
I went on a boot camp
Mm.
with this quite a while
With
back, and
what, with Kezia Noble?
no,
Who who was it? Johnny
uh,
Castle.
with Johnny Castle, Johnny
Oh, Johnny
Cassell.
Castle. Yeah. How did that go? Did
Yeah,
you?
that was pretty fun. I mean, I got with the boot camp, I got 5 numbers, and
Nice.
the actual contact on that dwindled though. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
got a.
Oh, you
I
learned
mean,
some
even
valuable skills.
yeah, I learned some valuable insights and skills. I
Yeah.
mean, to be honest with you, I got some better success independently of that. I met a woman at the UK Psychedelic Society that studies psychedelic drugs. They have a London meetup even to this day. They had London meetups, and I
Oh,
met
wow.
this woman, very attractive Moroccan woman,
Oh, wow.
Yasmina, with curled hair, very
Yasmina.
deep, very
Nice.
big, deep set eyes, a British Moroccan woman.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just always remember, Alex, it was my 35th birthday.
Yeah.
I was at the top of 20 Fenchurch Street, the walkie-talkie, that tower, walkie-talkie building, and she flaked. She cancelled my date because I set up a
Oh.
date with her on Good Friday. And mum and dad were there because I'm not afraid to back it out with my family. I mean,
Oh my
I'm
God.
just like, I'm calm. That was nice. They brought
Oh
me to the
man.
walkie-talkie building, and Yasmina flaked on me by
No.
SMS. Then, you know, it was back then by text. Yeah, and I had the date set up for Good Friday. But, you know, there you go. I mean, I was
Fuck.
disappointed, but it didn't devastate me
Yeah.
like a Street Fighter super move, a Street Fighter
Super, yeah. And
super combo. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't pleased at all. But it
Mm.
wasn't like my world didn't crash in.
Plenty more fish in the
When
sea,
you
huh?
say that, yeah. Although it was pretty bad the timing to do it
I'll be
around my
honest.
birthday and Good Friday, but it is what it is.
I'll be honest. I thought a lot of girls out there in London
Yeah,
would would be up for a bit of the Clapham Thor. You know, I really feel like some girls would kind of dig your
yeah,
look, dig your style. You know.
yeah. I hope so. And because of the
But I mean,
introversion,
but what?
it's
But I
hard to
mean,
it's hard.
but I mean, hasn't it already? It must have happened once or twice before. Like you must have had some stuff.
Yeah. But the action is very stop and start
Uh
because you
huh.
know this is since since COVID-19, since
Oh yeah.
COVID-19, that era of problems and obviously
Oh
the temporary social issue, it's really dwindled. I mean, I'm getting back into it now, but at the moment,
yeah. Yeah.
I'd
For
say
sure.
personally, I'm working on myself, my own situation.
Nice.
I'm working on goals
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
are, I'd say, ferociously important to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ferociously,
Right.
not just
Absolutely.
extremely. And I've got. I'm dead cert. A lot of women will be glad to know that a man today, whether they watch Pearl or not, any man now who's focused on something has clear cut, very strong goals, independent of just basically just drift along, just basically cruise along as you are, and sort of see women here and there. They want to know
Mm,
that you've got your own aspirations and focus, you've got your own targets
absolutely.
and goals,
You're
and I
making
have
your
at the
moves out
moment.
there, man. They want to know you're like, as Pearl says, what does she say in her show? She says you're a provider and a protector and
Yeah,
a
that's
mover and
right.
shaker. I don't think she says
I would
that, but
say
you know
that
what?
it's kind of I call it like a maybe if we'll call it an attraction triangle before there's a better
Mm,
word. You know, that any man today, I would say, any
mm,
man needs to be a lover and a protector and a provider. Like
nice.
all three should be there.
I don't see
Makes
why
sense to me.
the Clapham Thor cannot be that guy. You know.
I will be that guy.
Oh
I
wow,
mean,
that's strong.
I get most
Can I
attraction.
suggest where you could like possibly get good results? Have you ever heard of Comic Con?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have. I have.
So if you go to Comic Con, cosplay as Thor himself, I think you get some ladies. I think you
Could
get
be an idea because
some
I do
dates.
like the series. I like part of
Yeah,
the Marvel's heroes like Tony Stark,
yeah,
Iron Man. I do like the Marvel backstories. That's true.
yeah.
Absolutely true.
That'd be good, man. I mean, I myself, who did I go as? I think I went as maybe I went as Ryu. I went as Tekken guy once, something like that. But
That's pretty good. That's a good call.
yeah, but it was
Maybe.
fun. Again, it was another. It's quite a good place to meet chicks. And let me tell
Yeah.
you, if the Clapham Thor went to that, he'd be popular. He'd be a popular dude.
Yeah. That's the Brazilian. That's the South. That was it. The South American friendship sign. Apparently, if you do this kind of the other one, which is slightly modified, is obviously those devil horns, which I don't
Oh
like.
yeah.
But there's one which is the South American sign of friendship,
Okay.
apparently. But
No.
also surfers use it. Yeah.
Fine.
Uh,
So
anyway,
yeah, the rest of these guys. Did you meet any of the rest of these guys here?
let's zoom in again. Very. Yes, I met a guy next to Pearl on the right, with it looks like
Yeah, him.
uh
He was Pearl's. That's Pearl's PR. PR manager.
Yes, I met him. He's like
He's very
James Ingram. That's it. Oh, the names are coming to me now. He's like a shorter version of James Ingram, the soul singer before he died.
Oh right, I see. He's very
Yeah,
extroverted. I actually thought possibly he was on cocaine because he's very extroverted, very loud.
it
And
might be
a lot
his good personality. I don't know. Yeah,
of
maybe,
ladies
maybe
do
not.
like that kind of extroverted personality.
I think so. I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
I occasionally can be extroverted, but I don't know. I've not really got something where I'm known that I'm known for any kind of personality dominance.
Yeah.
But I can be extroverted. Yeah.
So, anyone else out of this merry lot?
Yeah. Let's have a look. Not at the moment, although it was again very cool to actually see Eddie put a face to the name there. I did like that.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. I didn't really actually. I mean, I talked to most of these guys. I'll be honest with you,
Yeah.
and girls. I talked to the two girls as well.
Yeah.
And to me, the most
Oh,
interesting
I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was there. Why not? Actually, there's a guy. See the tall white guy to my left in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
I
He
don't know if
must
you
be about
talked to that.
6'4". Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he was
very,
tall, that guy. Yeah, yeah. But I
very,
mean,
yeah.
I'm not sure if you talked to him. I think you talked to him briefly. I remember you talked to him.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, very for about
So
3 or 4 minutes. Yeah.
he doesn't actually know that much about Pearl or the Manosphere or stuff like that. But
Okay.
he literally came because he had a huge crush on Pearl. That's why.
Fair play, fair play. I mean, that's blatant. As long as he
Oh
was
yeah.
blatant then about it, I don't know if he was blatant about it or not. But as long as he was,
No,
in
he
my
was quite
opinion,
cool.
just in my view.
No, I didn't know until he told me. I mean, would you say Pearl? Would you kind of have a crush on Pearl as well?
Slightly, in a little bit, but I wouldn't say
She
the
has a nice
toxic
ginger
thing.
hair.
The thing is with me, I would like, I'd go for those kind of sort of streetwise,
Oh yeah,
bling-filled, sort of stroppy women in a way like that. I definitely have a subtype that do have a clever, intelligent mindset. I mean, it's quite rare to have that. It could happen when there's a lot of people with subtle variations in their character. But yeah, I do have a little crush on Paul, I'd say, but it's not like
I'd say
a
I have a
big,
little one.
not
I
like
guess.
some of you guys. Yeah, a little
Do
bit.
you watch
I
any other?
definitely.
Do you watch any other female YouTubers?
Mm,
Not really.
I watched Melanie King a little bit.
Melanie King. Who the hell is that? There's this. I got
Oh,
to.
she's a YouTuber in America that's now
Melanie.
come over here. She's joined forces with Pearl. She's
Oh,
come over
she's
here,
come here
Melanie
as
King.
well.
Yeah, Melanie King has. I watched her a little bit. She's grown on me. She seems to be a
Melanie
bit
King. Oh,
different in her present.
she's colored. She's mixed race, I guess. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
seen her, yeah.
Ever since
Yeah.
the last
Oh, she
couple of
was
months,
there.
I didn't see her.
I think she was there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't see her, but since she's had her hair straightened out again, but I mean she's slightly changed her insight and her presentation. I
Maybe
actually
she
like this Melanie King better than I did before. I'd like her specific presentation a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
So,
kind
yeah.
of
What about the
her
man?
pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Manosphere? What other guys do you like in the Manosphere apart from
Oh, Coach Greg Adams.
Coach Adams,
What's the guy? Yeah, that will come to me now.
what about
Just give
Andrew
me.
Tate, the top G?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't agree with literally everything he's saying. But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, I've drilled into, I've actually absorbed and looked down into the small details of the ethos he's promoting, and it makes total sense. The most of it, and
I really think it does. Did you know there was a free Andrew Tate protest march in London. I think yesterday. I think it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday.
No, I didn't know that, Alex. I know
No, I
there's
didn't
one in
know either.
Romania.
No, it was
I
like
knew there was one in Bucharest. Obviously, I knew there was one in Romania. I mean, there were several in
there was one
Romania.
in London as
But I
well.
mean,
I
I
missed
didn't
it.
know
I'm
that.
pissed off that I missed it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna keep an eye out
yeah,
for next time. I'll let you know if I see another one.
yeah.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is,
Mm,
okay, the ClaphamThor
mm.
has had most interest with American girls, American
Oh yeah.
chicks. You know, that's what the
Yeah.
ClaphamThor
No, I can
has
see
had
that.
most interest with
I would
American
have
women
thought. I would have thought
by
some
far
European,
compared to British women.
some, maybe some European women
You are right. You're not
would
wrong.
have come forward as well.
Some some European girls have, you know, showed interest to me in real
Yep.
life or written to me over the internet. At least
Oh, I see.
who I think's European women, because you know, I need to verify that all of them. There could
Oh,
be
you're talking
anyone
about
potentially.
online. How do you
Yeah,
do online
online.
dating? How do you do? By the way, I never asked.
Well,
What do you use?
you know,
Tinder.
in terms of apps, yeah. But I really like to, you know, I think the older ways in the 90s when I grew up would be better in the 1990s. Just casually, calmly speak to women outside where they're static and not doing much.
Yep.
Try and engage them in dialogue that's not too long, and suggest a date at an indoor pitch and putt or something like
So
that, or somewhere where you can talk, and then hope for the best. See what she says.
so you
If she,
yeah, you prefer the old school IRL cold approach.
yeah,
Nice.
when it's not, when
Impressive.
it's good weather, when they're just
Yeah.
doing standing around, when they're
Damn.
not doing anything or they're
Oh,
static, yeah,
nice.
when they're
Yeah, yeah.
actually.
It sounds like this summer could be your summer, man, because it sounds like you got everything in place. You've got your confidence up. 23
Well,
summer
I'm on
23
the
is
long
close to.
road. I'm on the long brick road of getting what I want as a guy. Like I've done acting into
Mm,
music videos, but what I really want is to do
nice.
catalog modeling, not anything high end, just
Oh
bread
yeah.
and butter, like
Yeah,
catalog modeling,
male
product
modeling.
modeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, male modeling, and I've been literally. I'm this determined. I've been on foot to model agencies around London with
Oh yeah.
little printouts,
What
little
about
thermal
TV?
to.
Like you got to do that stuff. You got to try and get yourself on TV and reality TV and stuff like First
No,
Date.
no. If
Got
it
to
would
try,
promote my
man.
other things, but I'm not really
Can I
that
ask?
excited about it, if I'm honest.
Do you, are you autistic?
No, but I've
No.
got adult ADD, attention
Oh yeah,
deficit
ADD.
disorder.
Yeah, ADD.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's not bad. That's okay.
yeah, yeah.
Oh well, good luck with the male modeling, man. I've heard it's pretty tricky to get into it. One way of getting into it though is to try and get on TV, put yourself out there, like to go up to all the places.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean,
strong
the
social media.
next.
I notice you use Instagram, so that's a good start. You need a strong social media presence.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of the modelling industry
Hmm.
in the UK is pernickety, secretive, and just
Oh really?
basically a bit silly because I went to a studio
Oh
and
yeah.
I was literally flatly rejected just by age, like I'm 42. And okay, I took it fine, but the point is, several studios have said I'll be more suitable as an actor. But what I'm thinking,
Yeah,
okay,
you'd be
fair
good at
play.
that.
You said that, fair play. But I'm just saying that the image of me would be possibly more suitable for a model in America, like especially in the Midwest or in some parts of Europe, but definitely in America. It's not to do with having long hair or not, or a certain image. But I've realised
What
that
about?
that
Can I suggest something to you? What about wrestling? Do you like wrestling at all?
yeah, I love wrestling,
You
all
love
the divisions.
wrestling.
I
Well,
love.
I'm looking at your Instagram and like you got you working out. You wouldn't be a really great wrestler. Like you're strong. Oh, and by the
Well,
way,
there.
you're younger than what I thought you were. I mean, you're older. I thought you were younger, so that's straight away. That's a good sign.
Well,
I know
I'm
if you look at
42,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you've got your age on your Instagram.
but
You would
at the
be
end of the
great. You could
day,
call yourself, uh, you know, uh,
I need to put on a lot of weight and
Hold,
muscle, but then at the moment I've got different goals, and I
William,
need to. I
hold
can't
on.
increase my height, but I need to. Well, 5'11", 6 foot is a reasonable height.
Mm. So is it,
I
the
definitely,
male modeling and stuff? Is it true
yeah.
that it's mainly kind of, gays that are kind of involved in that industry?
No, I just think that the UK market is rather pernickety and fiddly to get into. I mean, I've got a very thick skin. I'm quite blunt
Hmm.
and quite volatile, but the problem is that I went to a top agency on the Strand, and I went in on the day, and I actually had my prints, but they didn't need to look at them. I went into this agency. I think it's called Elite Models on the Strand, if I remember. I went in on spec, on speculation. I
Yeah,
managed to get in there on the day. I was
yeah,
seen by an agent. He took a photo of me on his iPhone 12 or 13, whatever, on an iPhone cell phone camera. And
yeah,
he said, I'll come back in a few minutes. And he said, although you're photogenic, you don't have quite the look we're looking for, which is
yeah,
fine. He was quite. I like people like that in life that are straight. They fire
yeah.
straight.
Straight
They're
shooters. Yeah,
hard
yeah,
hitting. They're straight talking. They fire. On center and
yeah, yeah,
straight
yeah.
to me.
For sure.
What they need is a Love Island kind of, they pluck their eyebrows, plucks your eyebrows. Love
Yeah, I
Island
know the
kind of,
kind.
bodybuilder in his early 20s.
Mm.
Um, you know, not wears a certain thing, but it's like that, like a Love Island muscle-bound guy that plucks his eyebrows in his early 20s. I mean, look, I have beauty treatments as a guy now and again. It comes with the territory of being a modern man, but they're after Alex a certain look. At least they were honest about it, that agency.
Yeah.
And then cult models in Farringdon, the smarmy guy on the second floor just basically said, you're too old, and
Oh,
not trying to
brutal,
provoke a rise out of me, but I just clapped
brutal,
back at them on Instagram, said that
brutal, brutal.
I clapped back firmly and politely
Yeah.
on Instagram, basically, and that was it. I just left it there. But he didn't upset me. He didn't faze me. He didn't piss me off a bit. But he didn't upset me. He didn't,
Yeah. But
he didn't sadden me.
why you like? Why would you like to get into modeling? Because you feel you'd be
Oh, I
good at
can
it,
see.
and maybe
Yeah, I know I'd be good at
you
it because
pick.
I've got a set. I've got 140 pro photos that I've done.
Hmm.
I've done one with a photographer who works with professional comedians. I
Oh yeah,
went in King's Cross.
that's more
A,
my
a
thing.
guy
Comedy.
a guy called Steve Best who works with pro comedians. I got my first set of photos done with him. Then I went to called Broadway Studios in Brixton, Broadway Photo Studios near where I work out, and I did
Hmm.
another set of photographs in December, and they really are quite good. I mean, I'm getting positive feedback from American women about these professional model
Oh,
photos.
I bet the
Look,
American women do like, but you've never met them. You meet them online, I guess.
well, I wouldn't say me, so that they chat to me. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've realised that now. For whatever reason, my look is very popular with American chicks and some
I can
European. I
definitely
don't
see
know
that.
why myself. I don't know why.
You have a very,
And
you look like the Clapham Thor, so I'm not surprised.
I think I know why, Alex,
I
and
mean,
it's
he's very
because
popular there. Like that look is very popular over there with the women, anyway.
it's because well, I just to say I'm my own
So
man
what
down to
kind of
the
women do you like? I mean, do you just like women? Do you like men as well? Maybe, I don't know.
absolutely not.
Oh yeah, just the women. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I'm actually really kind of biased towards that. Yeah, absolutely not.
yeah.
But also, what I'd say, I I try and define my image down to the smallest detail regarding like what kind of color of certain things would go with what. What I'm saying is that in general, the mainstream media kind of marketing to a lot of British men since the late 80s, early 90s, since De La Soul went up the charts, men's fashion has been duller, more uniform, bland colors. In general, if we could, generalize, zoom right out,
Hmm.
we could literally move right away from the subject and zoom out totally. Men's fashion in Britain for the last maybe 18, 20 years has been quite kind of bland and a bit more dull and a bit muted the colours. And I'm not like that. I could rock up with things that I feel have a certain vibration from the fashion items,
Yeah.
and that I think would be okay with me, or even for the hell of it, think that I'm not quite settled with it, but I'll just back it out. I'll just blag it and risk it. I feel slight on edge, thinking how will it look like when I'm out and about interacting with people, how it's received. But then I'm really screw it anyway. No one's hazed me. Hazing. No one's actually hazed me or cussed me
What's
out or
that?
insulted me. So I'm
Oh, I
thinking,
see.
oh, hazing is like an embarrassment,
Yeah.
shame cuss
Yeah,
in the
haze. Yeah.
military. No one's ripped the piss out of me.
Oh, really?
So I'm actually backing it out. I'm prevailing. I
Well,
prevail here.
they don't do that because you are the ClaphamThor, man. I mean, you're not the kind of guy.
Maybe not. They might not do that because British people are a bit muted. But yeah, it might be that. It might be. I've rocked up to the Brixton Street Gym with some quite loud
Yeah.
workouts, some colours there to work out, quite loud workout colours, with absolutely no problem. So, but they're a unique group at Brixton Street Gym.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Cool. So,
What?
so yeah. So to ask my question again, what kind of chicks do you like then? Like
Oh,
American?
that's easy. That's easy.
Look at,
For visual now, looks wise, I like streetwise, uh,
yeah,
glamorous, sort of bling filled,
street
uh,
glam. Like, yeah.
street style glamorous women with
Like,
accessories. Uh, say,
so like
you know,
female models kind of look.
experimenting in their fashion a bit like that.
And
Or
that's probably why you want to get into modeling, because you can meet tons of chicks like that if you do.
I like the dress down look as well, but I do like uh,
Glamorous.
in their accessories and styling. I like kind of touches of bling here and there, even tacky bling. I mean, I do.
Mm.
My friend said you are a guy at least who knows what you like. I do know what I like, and that's half the battle. It's
Yeah, the
it's
hill.
half the journey towards
It
it,
is.
half the journey, and
Yep.
yeah, I like her to be pretty much a workout or fitness focused, but
Uh-huh.
I'd also, in her kind of, in her lifestyle, if we're to zoom out again and say generalize, I'd like her to be, to not have many nights in, and
Yeah,
I'd like her to be more social in groups rather than just.
party. Kind of social. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
yeah.
not introverted, more of a kind of reserved and alone. I'd like her to be a socialite, the
Yeah,
socialite
a
in general.
social
That's the word.
butterfly, yeah.
Socialite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay, that sounds
and
pretty
yeah,
good.
like I said, but yeah, in character wise, the first thing I'd like her to do is actually challenge me and pull me up on some things just to increase the dynamic of understanding.
Oh,
I do like a woman
spicy.
that would try and challenge me on any rubbish or thought things that were
Mm.
clearly not correct, what she thought were clearly untrue. I'd like her to challenge me on certain things when she feels like it.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
I wouldn't mind that myself at all. I'd quite like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys today would like that's like kind of a quite a feisty kind of woman. I think a
I
lot of
mean,
guys do like.
I definitely the woman. I need the woman to be monogamous. I definitely
Oh
need a
yeah.
woman who's not heard or wants to experiment with that polyamory movement. I'm not
Oh
about
no,
that. I'll
that's
make
too
that
much.
clear to them. I'm not about that. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
the
What
personal
do you think
qualities.
of the ladies generally that go on Pearl's show? They're kind of too much, aren't they? Most of them. Some of them are
A
kind
lot
of
of them
nice.
are, but some of them that are a bit that they're a bit combative and a bit ratchet. I do end up quite
Yeah.
liking some of them, but some of them there are a few of them, quite a few that are literally are too much. And apart from
Yeah.
interrupting like every 3 to 4 minutes,
Some of them
they
are like hardcore feminists, and that is just puts me straight
yeah
off. Like,
yeah yeah that does. I will just with my character, I'll hear what everyone says. I will do that. Although if I'm confident in an argument or not, if I have a good contribution, but I will hear, in a large group, what everyone says. Me personally, I'd like to do that. But also, I do find they respond to a question or a statement about a subject or with them. They resort to occasionally personal combative attacks, and I know then that they've lost their assertion. You know, they've lost their statement. They sometimes resort to personal combative, criticism and attacks, and I know they've lost the
True.
they've lost the debate. They've lost they've lost their statement. They've lost their statement at that point. That's the word.
True.
Yeah,
Well,
and have you seen that, Alex? You've seen that all too often, haven't
yeah,
you, on Pearl
I
Show?
know what you're talking. I've seen so many
They
podcasts.
resort to
I don't just watch
combative
Pearl, you know. I watch other
ad
podcasts.
hominem attacks a little bit, not as strong, but sort of
Yeah, no,
personalized criticism,
yeah,
which
ad
is
hominem. You're right. Yeah,
yeah, they
just
stray,
kind of
they move away from the topic
what
and then
they tend to
resort
be
to
guilty. What they
yeah,
tend to be guilty of the women on her show, and it's good because Pearl and the other men, they always call them out, which is really, really good. The women, they tend
yeah,
to not be rooted in reality. They're always emotional. They use their own opinions. Like Pearl will say, like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, you know, what's a high value? Does body count, you know, lower the value, you know, of a woman, you know?
Okay.
And obviously, the men will say, well, yeah, if a woman has a massive body count, yeah, no, her value
Yeah,
goes
or
down.
above a certain set
Yeah,
point,
and all the
it
women
would
are
with
like,
me
no, it doesn't
personally.
matter, you know. It's like they're really
Oh, it does matter greatly, but above a certain amount, with me,
greatly.
I
If
mean,
you
men's
objectively
tolerances,
speaking, greatly.
men's numbers will be slightly different there between the man's own personality, his own values. But yes, it does matter, you know, greatly above a certain amount. But anyway, what I found, Alex, on Pearl's show
Yeah.
is okay. They resort to personal attacks, but also. Yeah, they can talk over each other, but also what they do, they often never answer directly to the question asked. They actually they sidestep or they strafe and tiptoe around the
Sometimes
subject in
they do,
question.
yeah.
They skirt around.
They
They quite
pretend not
often skirt.
to understand the question sometimes, I've noticed, which is kind of
Yeah,
annoying.
that's I found the words great now on this podcast. They skirt around and
Yeah.
sidestep around the question a lot rather than answering it straight
True. They
and
do do that,
precisely and straightly. Yeah, they
yeah.
skirt around.
Yes,
I've
true.
seen that a lot.
But yeah.
It annoys me, irritates me more than interrupting. When they skirt around, that annoys me. But yeah, that does. But apart from that, nothing that annoys me massively, really. And okay, some of the girls were ejected from the live show, but that just got
Oh yeah.
insane and stupid. There were,
I wish
you know,
I
there
could
were.
find that girl that was ejected because she was so
Oh, the
interesting.
Moroccan, yeah, the Moroccan British woman was before she started, you know,
Yeah,
not
that was on
shouting before she.
Destiny's show. You know the podcast with Destiny.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah, I would love to find her social media or YouTube. I couldn't find her at all. But
Yeah, I mean, in a
I'd love
way, although
to see her as
Esther
well.
was a bit problematic, I find her character at least is interesting from
I
a
did.
standpoint. Is very fixed and blunt. She's very blunt and fixed,
So
but
feisty.
I found
Just
her interesting.
a lot of. I mean, I think guys would call that masculine energy, right? But I do find it somewhat impressive as well.
Somewhat, yeah. There are some things. I'm a good subtle reader of some
Mm,
people. I'd say some due to working as a lifeguard, and
mm,
I don't know. When you've got ADD, my
mm.
senses are kind of turned up a bit. I
Yeah.
described it to a doctor. It doesn't really affect me like that, but my senses are a bit sharper.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, Esther's energy is a bit unsubtle. But there's
Esther,
other
okay.
things in the mix on the mixer. There's other things in the mix when
Was that
she's
her name?
talking. I can
Esther.
see that.
Yeah,
Esther, yeah,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. I mean, apart from that, I really like all the shows. I mean, you know, that's the caveat for me is like when they skirt around the question, that really pisses me off, and that's about it.
Oh no, I'm not talking about Esther. No, is that her name, Esther?
Yeah, yeah. It was the girl. She turned up in Shadwell at Pearl's penthouse flat at 1 a.m. Do you remember that one when she,
Yeah, no, but that's not the one I'm talking about. The other one was
or was it someone else?
she was white. Well, she was whitish, you know.
Oh, was she Moroccan British?
I think that's her. Yeah, I don't know her. I don't even know her name because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I need to rewatch that one. She was,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
she was so
eventually made a
interesting.
bit of threats. You know, was
Yeah,
kind
she
of
threatened
complaining and
one of the Who did she threaten? She threatened that Richie's guy. That Richie's guy.
Yeah, King Richards. That's it. Or it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's
Yeah,
coming back
yeah,
to me now. Stand by, Alex. Stand by, guys. Oh yeah,
yeah.
don't call me bro. Don't call me bro. Why are
Yeah,
you
that's
calling
the
me
one.
bro? Yeah,
Her.
don't
Yeah,
call me
yeah.
bro. Yeah,
I would
and this,
love to
yeah, it was
fucking.
like is a King Richard's greeting. It can be used in general in a way. Some people choose, use it. Some people don't. But it's like she got incited, triggered off by that. Yeah, the King Richard's
Yeah.
exchange. I
Great
remember.
entertainment.
I remember it now.
I would love to see her
Yeah.
vlog, man. Absolutely. Her YouTube or her.
Although it didn't make for a good discussion of any subject, it
No,
didn't
no, no,
make
no.
for a
Completely,
great
bro. She was
debate.
right to be ejected.
I'd like to see a blog on her just because she was so sort of incited and she was so loud. I mean,
Mm.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, she's not really good
Yeah, yeah.
on that podcast, but I just want to see what material she's done independently.
I would, but I can't find. Apparently, she was a rapper or
Yeah,
something. But no one. I never found the link.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
well, what have you got planned for the weekend then? Anything?
Oh, tomorrow I have to work at 1 p.m. as a lifeguard again.
Yeah, that's very.
I don't know how many, but I've got potentially 3 inflatable sessions with a bouncy castle on the water,
Nice.
supervising groups of children, making sure they don't break their arm or jump on someone or,
So maybe
slide off the
you might
slide
get
in a
to
bad
meet
way.
some tasty single mums on that job. Maybe.
Possibly, but you know
Nice.
what, Alex, with my character, I'm hoping there's 1 inflatable session or at least 2. I'm hoping the inflatable sessions are moderate and fairly standard but enjoyable. I'm hoping they don't dive bomb off the slide at the deep end. And
Yeah.
basically, I take the class or the group of kids to the poolside gallery. I explain the rules before we go on the inflatable session. There's 3 lifeguards. We go at fixed points with the torpedo boy, with the rescue aid under our arm or sitting down, and then we rotate every 18 to 20 minutes around. I take the place of my colleague, take her place or take his place, and then we rotate again after another 20 minutes. So it's about an hour each inflatable session, and the shouts and screams and everything. Well, you know what, bro? That's where the bling-filled whistle comes in, because apparently it's really loud. And I had to order it in sterling silver to protect myself in the economy crash.
Oh yeah, I know.
So I can.
Maybe some MILF might be impressed by that whistle.
Yeah, by a solid silver whistle. You never know.
You might see that whistle. Check out ClaphamThor.
Yeah, a MILF with her boy or girl, a MILF with her kid on this inflatable session.
Oh, yeah,
she might start talking to me.
Sounds good to me, man. All right, so
going before we before we shut down and bounce out of here, I'll go back to what you're saying before. Yeah, I do get most interest with definitely American girls and European. It might be specific things with the image that's just more appealing to them. But like you said, and what a couple of the guys said on Pearl's show throughout the months, I'm very, very fixed and focus on my task, on my goals in life and my game at the moment. Yeah. But I'll digress briefly if there's if there's an opportunity or a chance for the women. But I mean, they want to know that anyway. Women want to know that.
You're in Westfields, right? I mean, to be honest, that's not a bad place for approaches. But be careful.
It's true.
If you do approaches in there, be careful, because this is my second YouTube channel, by the way. My first one got terminated. But I had a vlog on my first channel where I did explain when I was doing approaches, I used to be into all the PUA, cold approach. I was sent to jail. I was arrested once and sent to jail for doing the cold approach. So be careful.
I hope that's not in the UK. But
that was my fault. I was heavily drunk that day as well. So it was basically my fault.
Well, yeah, but that is exaggerating the crime. I mean,
it was, too much.
I mean, the UK, especially after coronavirus, is quite a woke society, I'd say, in general.
You got to be careful. I think it can still be done, but you got to be smooth, bro. Like, use your skills, man. Use those PUA skills that you
I reckon it definitely can still be done, but it's a case of, I tried one in Wimbledon, of course, Wimbledon in London. I tried one in Wimbledon where I actually recorded it, although you can't hear it well. I recorded the audio.
Nice.
Everything was good about it because she turned me down, but she really turned me down nice, and I responded very nicely. I said, "You make sure you have a good evening then," and I felt great after the interaction, although it
Right.
didn't result in anything material, anything literal. It was very good. She felt relaxed, I felt relaxed, and
Yeah.
that's what I want. Anyway, person in life, that's what you want, or that's what I want.
Yeah. It's nice. That's good. That's the
I'll
way to
I'll,
be.
I'll spin the camera around
Oh, yeah.
very sort of subtly with the tripod mount
Oh, yeah.
of your leg quadriceps muscle to
Nice.
show
Still.
briefly where we are.
Yeah, that's
Just the
Westfields in
shot,
West London. Yeah.
quite pretty empty here.
Yeah.
I
Shame there's
went
no
here
bunnies about. Yeah.
for a man's
Well,
diving watch. And we're
yeah.
outside Urban Outfitters
Nice. Good shot.
to give it a bit of context. Yeah,
Yeah. Shame there weren't some honeys around, but tomorrow during the day
yeah.
probably there will be. All right, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, by this time, I guess everyone's in the pub by this point.
yeah, there will be some milfs probably on the poolside at the leisure centre where I work in
Okay.
Balham. I'll just leave it there. There probably will be, but as I said,
Yeah,
I,
shoot your shot.
I'm sure the inflatable sessions tomorrow should go by without too much insanity. By that, I mean I'm keeping them safe and keeping them safe. And but then, as my bro said a while back, you can't mitigate for everything in life. And I think, you know, followers in general, or a lot of followers, as Andrew says, and Pearl, we know that to a big extent. You can't mitigate for most things in life. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think I'll do the
Mm,
3 sessions
yeah,
and sit around until the shift's over. You know, wrap it up. And Saturdays, occasionally I work, not a lot, but occasionally they're the worst day, just simply because have you ever felt how hot that bouncy castle is when you're on the water? It's a hot air compressor, hot air pump in an enclosed, in a locked pool hall, hot air smashing out, like blasting out for 45 minutes, and by the end of it, you're concentrating. The children are yelling and shouting and screaming,
yeah,
and it's a jungle out there, Alex. It gets
yeah.
really hot without putting, you know, swearing, putting expletive. It gets damn hot in that pool hall after an hour
Uh,
with that compressor on.
can imagine. All right, thanks for talking, Clapham for, and I may speak to you. Or I may see you again soon. Like if Pearl does another meet, right, you'll be there.
Yeah, I absolutely will. I'm staying
Yeah.
on my purpose. In conclusion, I'm looking out here and there for, you know, women approach opportunities to women in reality outside, and I'm looking to suss out approaches to me by women online.
Good
Just kind
idea.
of doing all through.
Maybe one of those hot American chicks. You know.
We
Maybe.
need to filter out the 304s and the ratchet women, but
Sure.
mostly, especially for women that, because I've had a lot of them that talk to you for a day or two on a chat vibe on the text messaging, and then suddenly, can you get me a $50 Google Play card? Can you
Oh
get me
shit.
you know, can you get me a Steam game card? Can you get
Oh
me
shit. That's fucked up.
magically, suddenly, Alex, it is. It's very bad, and
Yeah.
I've got a lot of this passive aggression. Oh, I'd come to see you, but my car has a flat tire. Can you
Ooh.
pay me £25 or dollars to fix the flat tire? Well, you know what, love? If you wanted to see me that much, if the desire was there, if the attraction and the pull was there, you wouldn't be creating obstacles. You wouldn't create, you know, blocks on the
She
path.
wouldn't be
You wouldn't.
creating those if you really liked you.
Yeah,
She.
you wouldn't create obstacles to us just going on a relaxing day, a bit of pitch and putt, indoor golf, or you know, a bit of a cocktail bar, soundproof windows. You wouldn't, you know, she wouldn't create obstacles in the way of the online meetup. And when they do, I realised
She.
the vast
Let's just
majority
put it
of
this
them,
way. She wouldn't
it's
be. She wouldn't be putting those obstacles up for the top Chads. You know. Let's
yeah,
be honest.
the Chads and the Tyrones.
The Chads
She
and the
wouldn't be
Tyrones would be getting
creating that
straight.
bullshit. She
Yeah.
wouldn't be creating that
But
nonsense. Yeah,
you
I'm
gotta.
pretty certain of that.
You can become that Chad maybe one day. You know. Hopefully, we never know. You know.
Well, I'll become it in my own way, but maybe I
Nice.
won't need to become. I mean, I will
Yeah.
raise my resiliency and confidence even more because you can't really have too much as long as it's
True.
you know, correct, and as long as it's should we say wise and effective confidence. You can't have too much, but yeah, I'll become like one of those dudes in my own way.
I think you will, man. I have hope in you. I'll be speaking to you soon, man. I'll be in contact.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool just to get a podcast on location going. The tech was there, the technology was there. A shout out to the Westfield Shepherd's Bush Wi-Fi for
Shout out to Billy Bronson.
maintaining it.
Yeah. All right, man. So you have a good night, and a good night to all you guys. I hope you enjoyed the podcast.
Yeah.
And catch you all later. All right.